So today we're going to pull back the curtain on a man who's lived a couple of very different lives in the public eye. One was this ambitious rapper, trying to build an empire. The other, a pretty controversial YouTuber who built his entire brand on judging other people. But there's a dark, documented reality that connects them both. This is the story of Craig Dalziel. And let's kick things off with something he said himself, way back in an interview in 2005. He was talking about his music, but that one little phrase, a little evil thrown in, well, listening to it now, it feels less like an artistic choice and more like a seriously chilling warning of everything that was about to happen. All right, so let's rewind to the mid-2000s. Back then, Craig Dalziel was going by the name Dap-C. And man, he was on a mission in the UK hip-hop scene. He was all about building his brand, N.G.U Records, which, by the way, stood for Never Give Up. And look, this wasn't some weekend hobby. This was a serious, calculated move. He moved cities, started his own label, and even linked up with Mark Morrison. Yeah, Return of the Mac Mark Morrison, who Dalziel said schooled him to the game. He was getting radio play, TV spots. He had a whole debut album planned. And the title of that album, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, feels almost eerie now, doesn't it? And this was the story he was selling. This was his brand. He was the reformed character. He's out there telling everyone he's done with drugs, done with jail, and that a happier, more focused Dap-C was now running the show. That was the image he wanted the world to see. But you know how these stories go. While Dap-C was busy building this image in public, the real Craig Dalziel was living a totally different life behind the scenes. And the records of that life? Yeah, you weren't going to find those on any mixtapes. You'd find them in police files. I mean, the difference here is just staggering. It's night and day. On one side, you've got the up-and-coming music boss, claiming he's clean and focused. And on the other side, you have the grim reality, a police caution for what sources called a savage attack on a woman at a party, an attack that left her with serious injuries. And if that wasn't enough, there were also legal problems connected to revenge pornography. Okay, so it's super important we get this right. A police caution in the UK, it is not just a slap on the wrist. A caution can only be given if the person formally admits to what they did. This wasn't something he could just deny or brush off. No, he had to admit it. He admitted to the crime, and now it's a part of his permanent criminal record. So what happens when the music starts to fade? Well, Dalziel didn't just disappear. He just changed. He reinvented himself, trading that ambitious artist persona for something new, the online antagonist. And this timeline, wow, it lays it all out, plain and simple. You start with the creative drive of Dap-C, then boom, it takes this dark turn into a documented, admitted act of violence, and it lands right here in our modern era with him re-emerging as this confrontational online guy. So now he calls himself Hedgehog Man, and he runs this YouTube channel, The Danny G Daily. The name itself is actually a reference to another viral personality famous for aggressive confrontations, which pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the kind of content he's into, stirring up online drama and exposing people. And here's the kicker. In this new role, where he sets himself up as this moral judge of everyone else, well, his own documented past has come back to haunt him, big time. And a lot of people are pointing out the, let's say, profound hypocrisy of it all. Just look at how he splits himself up here. It's fascinating, really. As Dap-C, the story was all about reform. In his private life as Craig Dalziel, the reality was admitted violence. And now, as Hedgehog Man, the game is to be a so-called digital vigilante. The conflict that ties it all together, it's the massive hypocrisy of judging other people online while your own violent criminal past is a matter of public record. And let's not forget about the whole revenge pornography thing. We're talking about a type of digital abuse that's specifically designed to humiliate someone and cause them pain. It's a tactic that frankly fits perfectly with the confrontational, exposure-based persona he's built as the Hedgehog Man. But hold on, just when you think this story couldn't possibly get any weirder, we hit the final chapter. And honestly, it's a twist so surreal you'd think I was making it up. So after all of this, the violence, the hypocrisy, the whole online antagonist thing, what could possibly be the single most unbelievable irony in this entire story? This right here, in what might be one of the most unbelievable coincidences I have ever seen. You're looking at the acknowledgments page from a legal textbook. The title is Online Misogyny as a Hate Crime. And there, thanked for his assistance, are the words, "The efforts of Craig Dalziel." Now, to be perfectly clear, this is a different person who just happens to have the same name. But you cannot make this up. The coincidence is absolutely mind-blowing. So let that sink in for a second. The entire point of the book this other Craig Dalziel helped with is to argue for strengthening the laws against online abuse and gender-based hate, the very legal system that would deal with the documented actions of our guy, the Hedgehog Man himself. So when you put it all together, what do you get? This isn't some story about a good guy who went bad. Not at all. It's a story about a consistent pattern of behavior that just changes its outfit. It moves from the physical world to the digital one. That little evil he talked about back in 2005, it was never just a persona for a song. And that really leaves us with one big question, especially for the world we live in now. For people like the Hedgehog Man, who build their entire brand on calling out the flaws of others, what happens when their own history isn't just a rumor, but a documented, admitted, undeniable fact? What happens when the ghost in the machine is you?